If you have been living with the pain that keeps coming back, even after you have done everything right, this video is for you. You went to a practitioner and got it treated. You rested when you were told. You did the exercises, and for a while it actually worked. The pain settled and you felt like yourself again. But then after the few months later, it comes back. Same spot, same feeling and same pain. Like nothing has ever changed. And you started wondering, what is wrong with my body? Here is what I want to understand by the end of this video. Your body is not broken. There is nothing fundamentally wrong with you. What is missing and what almost nobody talks about is a piece of retraining that most people never know that exists. Stay with me. I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening, why it keeps happening, and what actually needs to be changed. I have been doing this work for over 10 years now. I have worked with athletes, runners, triathletes, cricketers, footballers, and high rocks athletes. I have worked with the people who have never ever set a foot in the gym in their life. People in their 20s, people in their 60s. Different bodies, different goals, and completely different lifestyles. And after all these years, I can tell you something that I see roughly in 95% of people who come to me with the recurring pain. It's the same pattern every single time. The pain comes, they get treated, the pain goes, life resumes. And a few months later, the pain comes back again. Sometimes on the same place, sometimes a little above or just below it. And the question I have spent years trying to answer for these people is, why? Why is this happening? Why are educated, careful, disciplined people stuck in this loop? And the answer, when you finally see it, is so obvious that it feels unfair that nobody told them. Let me explain you what's actually happening inside your body when you are in pain. Because this is where your actual whole story begins. Your body is incredibly intelligent. When something hurts, it doesn't just stand there suffering. It does something remarkable. It starts to protect itself. It shifts your weight off the side that hurts. It guards the area. It finds workarounds so you can keep walking, keep working, keep functioning. You don't even notice it is happening. Your body does it automatically, quietly and constantly. If your right knee hurts, it starts putting more weight on the left leg. If your lower back hurts, you stop bending from the hips and start using your shoulders to reach for the things. If one shoulder hurts, the other shoulder starts doing more. This is not a weakness. This is your body being smart. This is how you survived as a species. The ability to keep moving even when something is wrong is a feature. It's not a flaw. But here's the part that nobody tells you. Those compensations, those clever little workarounds your body has invented, they don't go away when your pain goes away. Your body has learned them over the years. It has stored them and now it moves that way automatically even after you feel completely fine. So the pain is gone, the injury has healed, the treatment has worked. And underneath all of that, your body is still moving like it's protecting an injury that no longer exists. And that's just the first half of your puzzle. Now let me show you the second half, because this is where things get really interesting. Here is what everyone does after the pain settles. They go right back to the gym, back to their sport, back to their morning run, back to the same movements, same patterns, same loads that they have been doing for the years. And this is the part I really want you to sit with for a moment. Those movements, the ones you have been doing for the years, are very often the exact reason the pain happened in the first place. Let me give you an example. I once worked with a man, mid-40s, who runs 5 times a week, sits at a desk for the rest of the time. He had nagging knee pain for over the year. He got it treated, felt great for the 2 months, and then it came back. Now he came to me convinced something was structurally wrong with his knee. When I watched him run, his hips were not moving the way hips are designed to move. The load that should have been spread between his hips and his core was falling almost entirely on his right knee, every single stride. And this was happening 5 days a week for years. The treatment has healed the inflammation, and it has also addressed the issue with the respective area of their body where the pain lies. But the moment he went back to running the same way with the same pattern, the load went back to the same knee and the pain followed. Now, this is not a story about a knee. This is a story about a movement pattern, and it is one of the most common stories I have seen. It is coming from the years of small, repetitive, and quietly wrong movements that are built into our daily lives so deeply that we don't even know what we are doing. Long sitting hours, bad chair, phone in one hand for hours, driving for hours, standing on one leg by habit, climbing the stairs same way every time, and bending the same wrong way to pick up a bag every morning. These are quite a few. This is the lifestyle most of us live right now, and our bodies are paying the price quietly until one day they don't. And now I want to share the most important point of this entire video. The thing I wish more people have understood. Because once you understand this, everything else starts to make sense. Most of us were never taught how to move. I want you to stop and really think about that for a second. We were taught how to read, we were taught how to write, we were taught how to math, language and science. We were taught even how to use a computer. But what about the movement? The real fundamental movement where how to land a foot when you walk or run, how to bend down and pick up something, how to engage your hips, how to jump and absorb the landing, how to generate the force, how to breathe while you move. Most of us were never taught any of this. We just figured it out as children by trial and error. And then somewhere along the way, life got busy and we stopped paying attention. Children who got into structured sports early, the good ones get coached on this. They get taught how to plant their foot, how to load their hips, how to absorb the impact, how to breathe through the effort. They build a foundation that rest of us simply do not have. The rest of us, the adults sitting in the offices, going to gym after the work, running on weekends, playing pickleball with friends, picking up the kids, carrying groceries, most of us are using the bodies that were never coached. We move in a way that our body figured out how to move 20 or 30 years ago. And we have been repeating the same patterns ever since. This is why injuries do not only happen to the weak people. And I want to be very clear about this. I see strong, fit, dedicated, disciplined people walk in with the chronic pain all the time. People who do everything right, lift well, eat well, sleep well, and still the pain comes back. It is not because they are weak, it is because nobody taught them how to actually move. They build a strength on the top of the patterns that were never optimized in the first place. And eventually, the patterns broke down. See, the movement is a skill. Just like reading or writing or playing an instrument. And like every skill, it can be learned, practiced, and improved at any age. I'll give you another example. I worked with a woman in her 50s. She was active her whole life. She was doing yoga regularly, walking regularly, and hiking on the weekends. She came to me with the hip pain that kept returning every few months. And she had already seen multiple specialists for that. When I looked at how she moved, the issue was not her strength. She was very strong already. The issue was that she had spent decades shifting the weight onto one side without even realizing it. Her hip was not dysfunctional because something was wrong with it. It was dysfunctional because for 30 years, she has been loading it differently than the other side. Every step, every stair, every movement. She never knew, nobody has ever told her. She moved the way she had always moved. Once we started retraining how she actually loaded her hips through everyday movement, like walking, sitting down, getting up, or climbing stairs, the pain that had been coming back for years stopped coming back immediately. And that is the power of finally addressing that pattern. Not a pain, it's a pattern. The body has a design, and I don't say that loosely. Every joint in your body has a specific natural way it is meant to move. Your hip is built to do the certain things. Your knee is very different things. Your spine, your shoulders, your ankles, each of them has a beautifully precise way they are designed to move. When you move within that design, the load gets distributed exactly where it is meant to go. Respective muscles do their job, joints stay healthy, and wear and tear stays minimal. When you move against that design, even slightly, even unknowingly, even just for a few minutes of the day, the load goes on the wrong places. Some muscles overwork, the other muscles switch off, the joint takes the stress they were never meant to take. And here is the cruel part. For the years, you feel nothing. The damage builds up quietly. Your body keeps absorbing it, keeps adapting, and keeps protecting you until one day something gives up. A small movement and suddenly your pain is back. This is where chronic pain really comes for most of the people. Not from one bad day. For years of small, repeated, slightly wrong movements that nobody has ever flagged. And this is exactly why treating the pain alone is not enough. Because pain is just a symptom. The pattern is the cause. And until the pattern changes, the pain is going to keep finding its way back. Here is something else I want you to take away from this video. Your retraining is rarely a one-stop journey. Pain is a complex thing. Different parts of it needs different kinds of help. Sometimes the issue is structural. That needs one kind of a professional. Sometimes it's tissue related. So that needs another professional. And sometimes it's about how you actually move and load your body. That's where my work lies. The body works as a whole system. So the retraining has to work as a whole system too. What I tell every client who walks in with the recurring pain is this. The journey is not about finding the one right person who is going to fix everything for you. The journey is about getting the right help at the right stages. Sometimes that's me. Sometimes it's someone else first and then me. And sometimes it's a combination. So working in parallel. When you stop expecting one person, one appointment, and one solution to fix something that has been building for years, you stop being frustrated and start actually getting the better. The part that I actually work on is rebuilding how you actually move. Once your body has been cleared and is ready to move again, my work begins. I assess how your body is actually moving, not how it should move on paper, but how it is moving for you today with the lifestyle and the history that you bring on. Then we rebuild from there, joint by joint, pattern by pattern, slowly, progressively, and intentionally. We retrain how you land, how your hips load, how your spine bends, how you breathe under efforts, and how you generate the force without leaking it into the wrong places. We rebuild the strength on top of the patterns that actually work with the body's design and not against it. And the most important thing is we rebuild your confidence. Because most people in chronic pain have slowly stopped trusting their own body. And learning to trust it again is often the biggest part of the work. This is the missing piece. This is where chronic pain stops being chronic. So if there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. Your body is not broken. Your treatment did not fail. You are not unlucky. The process just was not finished. There is a piece of retraining that almost nobody talks about, and once that piece is in place, things change. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment and tell me your story. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe. I make the videos like this every 2 weeks, breaking down exactly how movement, pain, and human body actually work. And if you're stuck in this loop and want to have a real conversation about your situation, the link to book the free 30-minute call is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.